Hello everybody, welcome to our intro video for the HoverCam Flex 11 software. I'm going to cover some of the basic features that this software has and how to use it effectively. So to get started, we're just going to go along the toolbar here at the bottom, starting from left to right. So on the far left here, currently says no snapshot, but if you were to take a snapshot, which we will cover here in a second, your most recent snapshot or recording will appear here, and if you click there, it will bring it up. So that kind of just gave away the next feature, which is side by side, which allows you to show the current live feed there, along with a static image on the left here. So your most recent images are going to appear up here along this top. If it's not like that, it's just click on this little arrow there. So you can only show images on your second display here. PDFs and videos won't work. You can drag here on the little slider to choose what you'd like to make bigger or smaller. To get out of side-by-side mode, just click again on side-by-side, and it'll take you back to your live feed there. So to build upon the side-by-side, we have the multi-split, which is basically side-by-side, but you get to choose how many splits you would like. So here we have our current live feed along with 3 of our most recent static images here, and we can add upon this and add as many rows and columns as we would like, and it will continue to have your live feed there in the top left and your most recent static images filling the rest of them. To exit that, click on multi-split and stop. Slingshot, not 100% sure what that does, and I haven't found a useful feature for it. Useful use for the feature yet. So feel free to play around with that and let me know if you discover anything useful for it. Snapshot, pretty self-explanatory. It just takes a snapshot of the current live image, and then it will appear over here in the most recent image box there. And if you click there, it will open it up in side by side. Click side by side to exit that. Recording is making a recording. You can record just what's on the HoverCam screen. You can do a full screen recording of your whole screen here. You can also do a time lapse and a slow motion. Time lapse is just a picture every couple seconds, and then slow motion is slow motion. And I don't believe our cameras. Oh nope, this camera does. The other models that most teachers have might not. And then you can pause the recording or stop the recording by clicking on either of those buttons there. So a multi-scan is useful for, say, you want to convert a book to digital, or you have a bunch of sheets you want to take pictures of, turn into PDFs, whatever. And there's 2 ways of doing this. You can do it on a timer, where say every set number of seconds, which you can change here, the document camera will take a picture of that, and you can set how many total pictures you'd like to take here. And you can also do it by motion. So every time it detects motion, it'll count down from 5 seconds, and it will then take a picture. And you can also choose to save it as a PDF and whether or not you want it in landscape. We're going to have PDF on here, and I'm going to demonstrate this for you. So at 5 seconds after it detects motion, it's going to take a picture. So there's no motion, it's not doing anything right now. If I take this picture away, it starts counting down, snapshot. So say I switch to my next page I want a picture of, and give a little motion there, and it will then take a snapshot of the next page. So this would be useful for something like a book or a workbook you're trying to copy into digital. So to stop it, click multi-scan and then stop. So those were saved as PDFs, and I'll show you where all this stuff is saved then here at the end. Pause basically freezes the camera. I'm like waving my hand under it right now and you can't see it. This is paused. Click again to unpause, and it's back. View options, rotate left, rotate right, pretty self-explanatory. Rotates the image left and right. Mirror will flip the image. Visor turns your screen green. It's basically the same thing as the pause function, except an extra click to get to, so probably end up just using the pause function more often than not. Full screen takes the image full screen. PNP is not supported. Project is not supported, and that may have just crashed HoverCam. Yes, it did. There you go. Do not use the project feature. Okay. Warp mode, I don't believe is supported either. So that takes us through view options. Zoom, pretty self-explanatory. Allows you to zoom in and out on the picture. Cropping allows you to select a certain part of the image, and then you can take a snapshot of just that. You can add it to your clipboard as in, copy and paste. You can do autofocus just on that certain part. Straighten. Oh, crashed it again. Maybe there's some features we probably shouldn't be using, or they just need to make their product better. Okay. Straighten, useful for something like a textbook with a thick binding where the page kind of folds in at the binding. That'll attempt to straighten it out, make it look like a flat page. And Gridlines allows you to add gridlines to the image. Settings, so you change your resolution here. Mine's currently 1080. Play around with that if your image is fuzzy or not looking right to you. So when you take an image or a snapshot of something, it saves it to the images folder, and I'll show you where that is in a second. You can also change how your files are named and in what format they are saved. Same with recording. Videos folder, I'll show you where that is in a minute, along with how it's named, what output format's in, resolution, quality, and frame rate. All things you can play around with. So archive root folder is where your files, your pictures and videos that you take within HoverCam are going to be saved. Mine says my H drive because this is the second attempt at recording this. The first time I recorded the wrong screen, so it was 9 minutes of nothing interesting going on. So for the first time, it will be saved to your documents folder in a folder called Notester Suite, and then you'll have your documents, which is your PDFs that you have saved. Images are where any snapshots, that's where those will be saved by default, and then videos is where any recordings that you take will be saved by default. So that's on your C drive, under your username, in your documents folder, in the Notester Suite folder. To change that to your H drive, mine's already set for H drive, but if you click the folder with the looking glass there, select your H drive, and then click select folder. It should appear like this. Click save. Now if you notice, you do need to restart HoverCam Flex 11 for that to take effect. So if we close out of there, we open it back up, and we check, it is saving to the wrong folder. Let's change that back. So we'll do it again. So we find my H drive, and then click select folder, save that, exit out of HoverCam, open that back up, settings, miscellaneous, and now there we go. It's saved to my H drive by default. So if we go to my H drive, we will see we now have a documents folder, which is where any PDFs that I take are saved. Images is where any images that I take are saved. And videos are where any videos that I take are saved. So that is all the basic features of HoverCam Flex 11. Feel free to play around with it, discover any new features I may have missed, because this is by no means comprehensive. And as always, if you have any issues, please submit an FMX ticket. And thanks for watching.